Hello Taurus, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. Authenticity, okay. Alright, so 3rd house, 11th house and 8th house. Now we've got authenticity as well. Okay, so for the first house we've got coming up for you, it's actually the 3rd house. This is all forms of communication. This is written, verbal, it can even be body language, but it also covers documents, contracts, anything to do with that. It can also be short journeys, and the communication can be with obviously a wider audience, but it can also be with specific people such as aunts, uncles, cousins, general relatives, siblings, even neighbors may come in with the 3rd house. It also covers learning, so learning, I would say mastering things, especially if you're already past your your actual education years. It's about mastering different things, researching media, things like that. Electronics also come into this, so the internet may come into this, or electronic things, or anything to do with that are coming up for you. Now, we've got your void of course moon missing, so this is a sort of a shadow period, where you just want to be continuing as you are until this energy has passed. This can sometimes depend, depending on what your situation is, but this is about just going into a sort of a rest, recovery, or a sort of a pause period. In this case, obviously expression related, but it can also be document related, where it's saying just take a step back until the energy has passed, because it's not a time to be initiating or to be making big actions while this is going on. But it's basically saying just stay as you are, just step back and go into sort of planning mode. This is rest, recovery, but also like dreaming and planning and, sort of coming up with your course of action to do with anything in the 3rd house. And just hold your energy back, during that period. You can do spontaneous things, but this is normally sort of following just your normal routine, and just avoid putting your energy into something that is that you really want to manifest, because with this happening, it's a sort of a shadow period. So what it can do is it can kind of boomerang back on you, where you get the wrong result or no result. It's kind of like well, what do I do now? So just don't initiate anything if you at all possible while this energy is in play. It's when the moon is passing between signs, it goes sort of into a bit of a shadow period. Now, some of the issues that will be coming up in the 3rd house is to do with past life. So the situation involves your past life memories. So this may be either communication, or you could be receiving news, or you could be giving news, you could be hearing things, you could be hearing gossip, you could be hearing various types of communications, but it can also be about obviously contracts and documents as well. So this is saying that ancient fears and concerns and things that happened in past lives, or a past life, is sort of resurfacing now in this lifetime. It sort of comes up for you to look at and then to release. So these sort of fears and worries or concerns are rooted in some sort of past situation. And it's saying don't let these fears and concerns and worries hold you back, okay? So when you've been through this review process, okay, this is a kind of a review process. Once you've done your planning and your dreaming and thinking about things and just going along until you get the way, the way forward to move, then you can take action, but don't allow your fears to hold you back, okay? So by all means, you can process them, you can look at them, understand what the root of them is, and then do processing around that, releasing around that. But it's also like a rest and recovery, so it's just a kind of a quiet pause period before you move forward. But it's saying that whatever's coming up for you, just be aware that it's rooted in some past situation. I mean, it may be worth your while to get some sort of past life regression or hypnotherapy or whatever is right for you. Or it could just be deep feelings that you're feeling. You're feeling that they're connected to something much older. It's a case of just doing contemplation around that until you get the go ahead to move forward. We've got 11th house here, friends. This is friendships, friends and friendships. It's also contacts, networks, grouped activities of all kinds. So this can be associations, societies, and it can even be clubs. So whatever you are, involved with when it's with you, with other people in some sort of group endeavor. It's also global consciousness and group consciousness. So this can be within a company setting if you are in a company as well. So, but I think a lot of it is global consciousness at the moment. And this also deals with the future. The 11th house does deal with the future. So it's your visions of the future, what you see. And what you're trying to achieve for yourself. It can also be quite idealistic. It's also about your hopes and dreams, your what you're aiming for, also your personal hobbies and interests, things like that. It's also your dreams. I mean, something may be coming in for you as well, but it could also be that you perhaps need to just look closely at things as well, because you've got Neptune here. So just be careful that you're not slipping into some sort of idealistic notion or like a fantasy or an illusion. Be very clear that you've got things as they should be. And if they're not clear, then this is this coming in. Wait until things are clear and then you can move forward. So it's, with Neptune, sometimes an illusion or a veil can be over things and you just don't see things clearly. But it can also be obviously to do with friendships, but it's also to do, with your own sort of social groups. You may be expanding that, or you may be changing that. Trends, currents in society, and this can be like social reform and causes as well. You may be interested in taking up a cause or a reform of some sort, or you may be involved in that. All of these factors can come in with the 11th house. It depends on you and what your situation is in life. And what you're trying to do. With Neptune sacrifice here, this, as I said, can be to have that sort of veil over it, where things can be a little bit confusing. So it's best to make sure that your feet are on the ground. Being a Taurus, this will be natural for you. So make sure your feet are on the ground and that you're not being taken in by some illusion or some fantasy which is clouding your vision. But the other side of Neptune is being able to tap in to a much more divine sort of connection, and this is connection to the divine, and this can be through dreams, it can be through channeling, it can be through receiving downloads or uploads, whichever is right for you, and just getting intuitions and feels for things going on around you. And with the 11th house, that's very much a situation. You can be tapping into all kinds of things, futuristic concepts, emotions around friends. You could be picking up information in groups, empathic information, things like that. You could also be picking up trends and currents going on. And it could also be that in some cases a little bit of gossip or something that is circulating, which you are picking up or you're seeing or you're tapping into. So just be careful with Neptune that you don't get drawn into something which is not actually right for you. All right. So gossip, scandals can sometimes come up with this card as well. So I feel something is coming up to do with a group or within a friendship circle, or it's a network that you're part of. Perhaps it's a scandal or some kind of revealing going on, and something that has been veiled up till now can also be coming in with Neptune. But the beautiful side of it is that connection to the divine, the channeling, the bringing of information, new information from the cosmos in, from your higher self, whatever is appropriate for you. Neptune also does rule the film industry as well, and oils, perfumes, and sort of some aspects of the beauty industry do come in with this as well. But it can also be simply for you that you are having to give up your time or your energy, or you're volunteering for something, and this is where the sort of sacrifice element comes in. But just be careful that you're not giving up your boundaries. You want to have strong boundaries in place. You don't want to become a doormat in any way. So be careful where you place your energy. And this is again another void of course moon situation. Just be careful where you're placing your energy at the moment. You know, you may just have to give up some time or some energy towards a cause or a reform or something that you are interested in, but just make sure that your boundaries are in place and that you are doing something, you know, which is going to be beneficial for all concerned, but also for you to help, you know, but you don't want to get drawn into something which is not actually right for you. I say that because you've got Bridget, don't back down here. Stand up for what you believe is right. So this could be some sort of group or collective activity that you're involved in, and you're seeing something there that is not sitting right with you, or you are tapping into something that is not right for you. Or it could be somebody saying something. It could be a friend or a friendship circle, or there could be things moving in the background that you're picking up that you're not happy about. It could also be a little bit of confusion going on. So that's why I'm saying make sure of your facts. Keep your feet on the ground. Make sure your boundaries are in place. But whatever comes up, this is about standing up for yourself, showing up for yourself, and defending what it is that you believe is right for yourself and for, you know, something that's coming up in the 11th house. It could be defending a dream that you have. It could also be defending some interest or hobby of yours, or it's a hope or a dream that you have, but it could also be an ideal. But just make sure that it's rooted securely and that it's not some fantasy kind of notion going on. You want to get the facts. You want to be clear, you know, just hold fast to what it is that you believe in, and put your foot down if you need to in certain circumstances, and just be clear about what you will or won't do. Then we've got quite a few shifts and changes coming in here. This is the 8th house, which is the house of endings and beginnings. So this covers a variety of aspects, but you've also got Kali here, endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. You also have solar eclipse revolution. So there's definitely something, and underneath you've got sun spirit, and on the other side of this revolution is something will come to light which is going to be beneficial for you, but you've just got to go through the process. So the 8th house is can be the ending of a committed partnership or relationship, or it could be the beginning of one, or it could be the merging of something, the merging of a business partnership or a relationship where you are looking at the nuts and bolts of that commitment. So this is like, how are you going to merge your resources, your emotional and material resources? How is it going to come together? Or it could be the dissolution of that. It can also be, as I said, it can be business or relationship. You know, it's like one chapter is ending and a new chapter is beginning. But it can also be that something is falling away because it no longer serves you and something else is coming in. There is also a regenerative or renewal aspect to the 8th house. So this can be something that is existing, which now needs to be renegotiated, or it's undergoing a regeneration or a renewal. So this could be, again, business related or relationship related. Just apply it to your situation. Sometimes there can be a few power struggles in this house while things get sorted out. It's also about sexuality, understanding that, the deeper meaning, and what goes into that. It's also the about birth as well. Now this can be the birth of an idea, or the birth of a concept, or a birth of a relationship, or birth of a partnership, whatever is appropriate for you. It's also about finance. Now this is big finance. So this is banking, accounting, assets, tax comes in hugely with the 8th house. It's also investments, insurances, things like that. And it can also, in some cases, be about legacies and inheritances. So whether this is as a result of some sort of passing over within your circle, or whether you are creating a legacy or an inheritance, it just depends on your situation. So it's got the finance, and then the other aspects, you know, normally partnership or relationship related, how it's all hanging together. And also your psychic development does also come in with the 8th house. So now we've got Pisces, I believe, here. So again, we've got strong Neptunian and Pisces energy coming in. So just be careful, again, that with this, that this Neptune rules Pisces, all right? So just be careful that you are, that you've got your facts correct and that you have got a plan of action, even if you have to wait a little while before you put it into action, okay? Think carefully through things. Make sure that your boundaries are strong if you need boundaries in this house. And also just be clear, as I said, with Pisces. Sometimes things can get a little bit, as I said, confused, or there can sometimes be a veil over things. Things are just not clear. So make sure that things are clear, that everything is understood, okay? The other side of Pisces is the I believe concept, which is connecting to the religious side of yourself, or the mysticism, your spiritual life, whatever is right for you. But it's also about healing. So a situation which is coming up here may be healed, or you are going through healing while there is some sort of shift or change going on. It could just be a cycle change as well. But Pisces always is about some sort of retreat or withdrawal, and also some sort of time alone, which again comes in with this void of course moon, some sort of rest recovery period where you can just withdraw to get your ducks in a row, to sort things out and to get clear. All right. And it can also be in some cases getting over some kind of situation, so like a resolution or an ending may come in with this as well, or it's kind of the end of a cycle, the end of something which has been self-defeating for you. So whether it's self-sabotage or some repetitive behavior, or just not seeing things clearly, okay? So it's self-defeating behavior can sometimes come up with Pisces. But it's also about diving into the realms of the unconscious. And this can be things that are coming up within you which need to be aired or to be sorted out. And this is where the solitude and the spiritual life and the meditation, mysticism, healing all comes in. It's about pulling up those things. It can also be dream life. You may be dreaming a lot, or you may have a dream, or you may be getting information in your dreams. All of these aspects come in. It is obviously connecting to the divine again through Neptune, connecting to that and receiving guidance. It could be really strong guidance for you, okay? And it can also be, in some cases, karmic situations sort of rising up within you, either karmic people, and this can be karmic contacts, people that you have to do, you've got things to do with in this lifetime. That may also be coming up, or karmic issues that you have to sort of overcome. And this is where the unconscious comes in, because these things are in your unconscious and they rise up to be dealt with at certain times in our lives. Finally, Pisces can also be about twin flames. So 12th house Pisces energy, that may be a case for you. With this, you may be connecting up with somebody who is a twin flame for you, but something else will have to fall away first before that will occur. So just take it as it resonates for you. One final aspect of Pisces is letting go of something which is you kind of are addicted to, something that is self-defeating, that you need to let go of. And then Kali, she's the ultimate get things done goddess. If you work with Kali energy, there's nothing that you can't achieve, okay? So the old must be released so that the new can enter. That is what she's saying. And not to fear these changes. Whatever is coming in for you here, not to fear these changes. And this is, again, what Isis past life is about. Not to allow ancient fears or concerns or worries to stand in your way. These changes are appropriate for you. They need to happen. So you must move forward. Just embrace it. Taurians sometimes, like to they've got a fixed energy about them, so they like to keep things the same. So, there may be a few changes you need to make. More than likely something is coming in, and some sort of shift, especially with the solar eclipse. So, just think it through. Don't be afraid to try new things or to step out. And that's what she's saying. Don't be afraid about the changes which are coming for you now, because you need to make them. It's for your own personal growth, and it's going to bring in possibilities for you. With the authenticity, I feel this is what is going to be activated as well, especially with the Pisces card coming in, and in some cases the Neptune card as well. You need to dig around and be sure that you're acting in your authentic power. Okay, you don't want to be living up to somebody else's ideals or somebody else's rules or ways of living or lifestyles and things like that. It's about stepping into your authentic self, your authentic past, and your authentic emotions. We've got Kuan Yin coming in here, compassion. Release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is within everyone. So obviously this may be very well coming in with this 8th house energy of some sort of cycle shift, but it can also come in with the 11th house. But just as I said, be careful. By all means, be in this compassionate energy, which is Neptunian and which is Piscean. Be compassionate, but do have your boundaries in place. Make sure that you have boundaries in place. If you are coming into connection with a twin flame or a soulmate or somebody who's deeply special to you, whether it's in a partnership or a relationship, you know, something is falling away, something is beginning. If you are going through that, then you know, this compassionate energy will also be needed. And if that's the case, make sure that your boundaries that you do have in place are not self-defeating for you. So there's two ways to look at that. Make sure that your boundaries are correct. Review your boundaries, make sure that they are working for you, and if there are some that need review, then review them. But release judgments. You know, all of us, everybody is going through difficulties and shifts and changes, so rather focus on the love and light and slip back into this compassionate self. Just make sure that you are doing it within your parameters. And we've got solar eclipse revolution here. So as I said, some sort of shift change coming in for you. It will affect relationships. It could be relocation, or it could be career related. So something is coming in. As I said, it could be group related from a career as well. So some sort of shift or change is coming in, and you may very well have to stand up for yourself in some way, shape or form. But ultimately with solar eclipse, yes, you will have to rearrange something. Something is going to be rearranged for you in your life. And it could also be to do with this 8th house. It could be financially related. Some sort of rearrangement is going to occur. It could be very swift for you. You may have had inklings of it, but nonetheless it will come for you. Best to be open and willing to make this change. Just go through a little introspective period first before you you know, set it off making strides in whichever direction. But the initial change that comes in will shift you, and it might be a little bit uncomfortable until you find your feet. But if you're open and willing to make changes, which is what Kali is saying, be open to making these changes. They are the right changes for you. Don't fear them. Then you will obtain self-mastery, which is what this card is all about. Self-mastery of your emotions. Be optimistic for change. Be optimistic with how things are coming to you, and be willing to make changes, to step out, to step up for yourself, and to create the life that you want. Okay. There may just be a sort of a shuffle period, as I said. You may have to dive in and fix, change, or create something from something existing as well, but there will be a shift coming in for you in some way. And then we've got for the Fairy Tarot, compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, gifted. So this could be somebody that you are involved with. It could be, it says a good person or company to work for. So this could be somebody that you are aligned with, either through work or somebody else that is in your life currently. It could very well be this soulmate or twin flame that is coming in. It could very well be a soulmate. Soulmates are not necessarily love relationships. They can be people that you are aligned with to achieve something in this lifetime. Something that they're coming in to work with you and you are working with them. It's a contract that you've already signed before you incarnated. Something that you're working on together. So it could be somebody like that, or it could be that you need to bring these qualities into yourself and manifest them. But it says be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. Everything going your way, a good person or company to work for. So this is where Bridget comes in. Don't back down. Step up for what you believe is right. So this is a second message for you coming in. This was in your 11th house. So stand up for what you know is right. Be firm. and everything will go your way. You will be able to conquer whatever is occurring at this time. And then the bottom of the Fairy Tarot, Justice. Take time to review the details carefully. You will win in the end. Fair and objective decisions. So this is why you've got the Void of Course Moon missing. Take time to review the details carefully. That's what this is saying. And this is to do with contracts, documents, communication, electronic things. It can be short, local travel, local journeys, cars, maps, things like that. It can be that related as well. So just get everything balanced. And when it says fair and objective decisions, this is why I feel you need to be careful about what it is the facts, because Neptune can sometimes conceal. So just make sure that you have got the facts correctly and that you are 100% aligned from your heart with what it is that you're planning to do. Okay, Taurus, hope you enjoyed that. Please take care and have a wonderful month, and I will see you next time.